Welcome to another episode of the Hustle and Grind podcast.
I am Monique. They call me Mo Hustle.
They call me the Grind Guy.
I be up early in the
Cause
morning.
you wake up like, God,
Why? Gotta do to get this money,
We are the non-traditional couple.
You okay?
The Hustle and the Grind.
the Hustle and Grind podcast. Nope, fuck that
Welcome-
up too.
welcome to
to another episode.
Don't say hey twice either. Just
Okay.
go in like that.
Welcome to another episode of the Hustle and Grind podcast. My name is John Stafford. They call me the Grind Guy.
And it's your girl Monique, Mo Hustle. And this podcast, y'all, we talk about just entrepreneurship as a whole, what it takes to have that hustle and grind and just go out there and just be everything that you know that you can be. We dream big. We don't just dream big, we take action. That's the most important part about it. And we got one of the biggest action takers that I know. So
Let's
y'all,
dive deep in.
we got Box Truck Shouty,
Box Truck Shawty.
Jabbar. Thank
Yeah,
you for coming. Thank you for
Yes, sir.
coming.
Yes, sir.
So Jabbar, tell everybody a little bit about your background. You know, who are you?
Well, I'm Jabbar Williams, aka Box Truck Shorty, like y'all said. I started off, doing real estate, like you said, in 2018. I started flipping houses, doing a little bit of wholesaling houses. Was successful at it. Then the pandemic hit. When the pandemic hit, I had to shift because the prices of properties went up. The inventory went down a little bit. So shifted into logistics, and I started a logistics business and was real successful. Doing logistics with Amazon Relay, with box trucks.
Okay. Well, I mean, he's very humble, guys. But
Right.
this is my first time seeing him in person since the pandemic. But I see his billboard. So I'm like, oh, hey, Jabbar, I'm riding down 285. Hey, Jabbar. So y'all see that billboard? That's who this guy is right here.
Right,
but no,
right.
that's super dope. So, like, how did you transition though? Like when the pandemic hit and things start slowing up in real estate, like, how did you transition?
Well, see, a lot of people didn't know. Like, also when I was doing real estate, I was still working a 9 to 5. Like literally, like
Didn't know
a
that
lot,
either.
a lot of people didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? I was working a 9 to 5. I was there for 16 years.
Oh, wow.
And I just knew I wanted more. You know what I'm saying? I wanted more. I thought real estate was gonna take me out of there. So I always had like a entrepreneur spirit. I had a T-shirt shop. I sold Jordans, shoes, anything I could sell legally and illegally, I done sold. You know what I'm saying? Especially as a black man, we dibble and dabble in everything I should say. So when the pandemic hit, I first flipped my first house on 778 Cascade. I don't know if that's when I met y'all.
No, that's when we met. Yeah.
Yeah, 778
That was the
Cascade.
green joint, right?
Yeah, the greenhouse. And then I ended up getting the house right next
I don't
door.
think I came to that one.
I think that's when I met Tori. So yeah, I think that's when
Oh, I
came
did?
to the house
Yeah,
the first
yeah,
time I
yeah.
met you.
Yep, you're right,
Y'all had
you're
that
right.
house
Yep,
over
yep.
there, and I forgot what area it was.
Yep,
West
over
End.
in the West
West End.
No, it wasn't in the West End. Capitol View.
Capitol
You
View.
came to
Yeah.
Yeah, you came
okay.
to that house.
Yeah.
The one that Tori was doing.
Yeah. So when I met y'all, I still was working a 9 to 5. So I was sneaking off on my lunch break. I would go to the house in the morning. I would go to the house on my lunch breaks. I would go to the house afterwards. Like I said, made good money from the first house. I got the next house, the red house next door. I started doing the other house in Westview. Yeah, it was Westview. I think that's when I kind of met you, right? So anyway, like I said, I was making 6 figures. Like that's when I made. I think my first house I made $176,000 after flipping that house, and I was like,
whoa, Jabbar, you don't talk about numbers like that without pausing.
oh. Yeah, my first house before the market was on fire in the West End. So my first house I made $176,000.
That's a dope house, by the way.
Yeah, then I think the second house I made like $140 or something like that. But like I said, I thought that was gonna take me make me
Right,
retire.
right.
And then the pandemic hit, and when the pandemic hit, people wasn't getting evicted, they wasn't moving. The price of lumber skyrocketed. So I was like, man, this is crazy. I can't stay here forever. You know what I'm saying? So I got introduced to logistics from a guy. And, everybody heard about logistics, real estate
Right.
logistics. That's the two things that you can
Yep.
do to make a lot of money. However,
Box trucks
logistics.
started going crazy. Everybody was getting box trucks.
Now.
Yeah.
Yeah, box trucks is popping. But I always thought about the 18-wheeler. I didn't know anything about the box trucks.
Right.
And then every time you heard somebody that was successful with the logistics with the 18-wheeler, you hear about the horror stories.
Yep.
The maintenance, the
Yep.
repairs, how the trucks go down. So when I heard that I can get into the logistics industry using box trucks, going the rental route. So that's what I did. So when he taught me that, I was like, I can get in for $5,000 and start a logistics company. Yeah, I started my whole company for like $3,200.
Wait.
Sign me up.
So back up. So you said the rental way. So break that down
Right.
for people that don't
Yeah,
know.
sign me up.
So basically, to get into logistics, you got to own a truck or have possession or control of a truck. So instead of purchasing a truck, which a lot of people was doing, like, a lot of people make a lot of money, but the first time that truck break down, they're out of business.
Right.
Because a truck is way more expensive than a car. You just can't spend like $300 to get a semi fix or a box truck
Right.
fix. That could be anywhere
You
from
put
10.
hella miles on it.
Yeah, $10,000 to $15,000 every time that truck break down. So I thought about Uber, I thought about Turo, and I thought about Airbnb, controlling something without owning it. So that's where a light bulb went off. So I was like, man, you tell me I can rent a box truck and go start picking up loads for Amazon? So he showed me the ropes. I took it, duplicated it, kept scaling, and started, teaching the game. And
Looks like
took off after
me.
that.
Looks like me and Jabbar will be having a lunch meeting after the show. Don't worry about it. Stay tuned. Box Truck Saudi Jr. Yeah. Sign me up.
yeah, so that's how I got into it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So when it comes to, of course, this is called the hustle and the grind.
Mm-hmm.
So how did because maintaining that corporate, like going to work every day,
Sucks.
and flipping houses for
Yes,
176 and then 140.
Yep, then 140. Then the
did you-
last
What was
house
it like to go
140.
to work?
It sucked, man. Trust me, I was at work. I wasn't doing nothing all day. I would go to work, and I'm for real. I would
you
go
just
to
sit on the
work.
clock.
I would play on my phone all day. I would literally go to my house all day. I used to be seeing y'all. I would come to the
Yeah.
houses. I was at work all that time.
I think
I know
think
my
knew
and
you
my
that
old
time.
boss probably see me on the podcast and be like, "See, I knew he was doing something."
Right. So,
yeah.
so what was your previous background as far as work?
And finance industry. I was
okay.
a branch manager at a
Okay.
finance company.
Dope.
But I was always going, like at the house every day. Like people thought I didn't have a job. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Wow.
But it sucked. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I always wanted more. You know what I'm saying? Yep.
Got you. Dang, I just drew a blank.
No, that's all good. So box truck. How is this working out for you? Because like Monique said, we're seeing billboards. It's a transition from real estate. So what does that look like? Like box truck. Like, do you have people working for you? Like, how is the setup for your box trucks?
So right
I'm
now,
not asking for your gyms. But I'm
oh
just
no, I can tell you. I can tell you. I can tell you my secret. No, yeah, right now I have 5 trucks, but I rent my trucks. I don't own my trucks. So what I do is I rent my trucks. I pay $440 a week to rent a truck, right? And then
Sign me up.
and then I pay for my mileage. So every week I pay about $300 in miles. So $740 for the box truck. I pay $1,075 for my insurance. So if you was to break that down into 4, that's like $268, $270 a week. So let's just round it to $270. I spend about $1,050 a week in fuel. And then I have drivers. I never drove a box truck, by the way. I never got in a box truck.
Sign me
Because I thought from a different set of minds. I didn't want to be driving a truck. I
Right.
didn't want to be driving, telling trucker stories. And then I pay my drivers by a flat rate. Usually I pay my drivers $135 a night. So, but you add that up to $3,005, right? Because that's $740, $945, $1,050, and $270. That's $3,005, right? So then now you divide that by 7. That comes out to $429 a day. Well, my loads I book with Amazon, I make like $630, $650 a night. So I can make passively netting $200 a night with a box truck. I got 5 trucks. That's $1,000 a night. My truck run 30 days a week. 30 days, 30 days. So that's 30,000 I can net in a month.
Sign
So
me up.
that's what I do.
Trying to whistle.
Oh yeah, you can't whistle.
Nah, hey, that's dope. So one of the things that we talk about, and we talk about a lot, is like generational wealth and like passing this information along. So even just like when you think about the multiple streams of income now, right? So you don't work full time anymore.
No, I retired.
Okay.
I
The
got
box
out of
truck.
there.
Hold on. So you ain't retired from real estate. You retired
retired
from
from
box
box
truck.
trucks.
Really?
Yeah, I
Dope.
retired literally.
So what's next? Like, what do you see yourself expanding and continuing to grow, or what's the long term goal when it comes to owning a box truck company?
Well, box
Or
trucks.
running a box truck
Yeah, well, the
business.
logistics business is good. It's good money. Don't get me wrong. It's a little different from the real estate. Real estate, you might get a house, flip a house. It take 8-6 months, however, and you get that money in a lump sum. And the thing that scared me about that, I was scared to quit my job because you don't know when your
You don't
next
know
check
when
is
your
going
next
to
check's
come.
gonna come.
Logistics, my check come every Friday.
Yeah, contract.
Every Friday from Amazon, like clockwork, like a paycheck, direct deposit. But my main goal is what I want to do is I want to do like motivational speaking. I want to show people. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I want to get more into that, and logistics is cool, it's good money, but real estate is my passion. So I want to jump back into real estate. So you guys, you know what I'm saying? Somebody got to
use that money to get back in.
Yeah. I want to start
So-
buying, holding.
Yeah.
Now, so the cool part is you talking about like speaking to people, so or getting involved in like speaking. So even like now you're talking about like pouring back and giving back. Like that's something that's going to be valuable to just
Major.
you know, to really find a way to give back.
Right.
So like when you think about like teaching people what you know, like the young men to see you guys
need
as
it.
black men, like this is an example.
Right.
Right. So like if there's anything that you could tell to inspire somebody out there, like what would you tell them?
Hey man, if I could do it, you can do it. Like if my story is very
Y'all
unique.
both from New York,
Yeah, I was born in New York,
Yeah, what part
raised
of
in
New York
South
you
Carolina,
from?
Queens.
Queens, Brooklyn. Okay.
Yeah.
So y'all crazy. No, I'm
yeah.
just playing.
Hustlers.
That's what it
Nah,
is.
yeah, some hustlers.
Yeah.
Nah, for sure.
So yeah, my story is a little unique. So I always tell people, like I said, I want to be a motivational speaker because I guess, excuse me, all of the trials and tribulation I've been through. Like I lost my mother when I was a baby. You know what I'm saying? My birth mother died. I was adopted. I went to school. My mom passed away when I was 18, my freshman year of college.
So your
My-
foster
yeah,
mom.
yeah, that raised me. Like she was my mother's first cousin, so I was
okay.
adopted by the
Okay.
same family. Excuse me. So when she passed away at 18, I didn't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? I was broke. Like I didn't know I was gonna survive. I didn't know
Yeah.
my social. I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? So I was in my freshman year of college. I went to Clark Atlanta University.
Okay.
Sat out of school the whole year. That same year, my mom died in April. My best friend who went to Morehouse, which was right by Clark, I was in a fatal car wreck with him. I was in the
Wow.
back seat. He died. So that kind of messed me up with PTSD.
Wow.
Ended up going back to school. I promised my mother I was going to graduate from college, even though I didn't
you
really
did it.
want to go to college.
Yeah,
So
you
I
did
went
it.
to college, graduated, and got in the infamous rat race. Started working. You know what I'm saying? But I knew I wanted more. So then fast forward, I got married, was married for 10 years, got a divorce, lost everything in 2019. Like literally was damn near homeless, sleeping on my cousin's porch. Not porch,
Wow.
but his couch. You know what I'm saying? So if I can get it back and take that and, like I said, in 19 months, I made $1 million with Amazon. So I look like-
Whoa. Hey, man, listen.
Yeah.
We not going to keep running over
Nah,
these
listen.
numbers that you making and not discussing. Like, you just $1 million in Amazon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
So I made $1 million company.
So let's talk about that because I like that you're what's going on with this because when you go through when we talk about real estate, we train people, me and Mo. So we always talk about this segment, right? Of life is going to happen, right?
Right,
It's
correct.
going to happen. Life is going to continue to happen. Whatever you're doing is going to happen.
Right.
How do you, for the viewers, how were you able to get off your cousin's couch and say, I want better for myself? Because, everybody goes through, as entrepreneurs, we all go through a slump phase, right? And we need that reset. So how did that transpire? Like what was the motivation to make you get off of that couch?
My kids.
Your kid.
You know what I'm saying? I have kids, and I was like, I always look at it like this. If you got parents or rich parents or just even parents, if something happened, you lose your job, you can always call your parents and go back home.
Yep,
You know what I'm saying?
yep.
I don't have no parents. I don't have no family like that. So I always tell people, it's like, think about it, like you see a clown walking across the tightrope. If he falls, there's a net down there, he can do tricks, play on the bike. But if it ain't no net down there, you can't do no tricks.
no safety net.
Yeah. So I don't have no safety net in life. So I always got to be hustling, grinding, because I know I have kids too. And I know
Wow.
if I go, ain't nobody going to help them or take care of them.
No, it's crazy because it's like the two of you have similar or relatable stories, because John had a moment where he was up in real estate, hit rock bottom. You had a moment. It's crazy that you say that because I know like 2019, we will be out.
Yeah,
And
I
I
saw
never
you.
knew.
I used to saw
We
you.
was out.
I
We was
going
out in
through
the streets.
Yeah, I was going through a divorce during that time. Yeah, I lost
but I never
everything.
and I never knew. But that's one of the things. It's just like when you're able to just kind of be resilient and just continue because unless you knew, you knew. It's like if you know, you know.
Right.
So it's just one of those things where you just don't know what people are really going through.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
So I think
But you kept your head though. That's
Yeah.
the biggest part is keeping your sanity.
Right.
So there had to be something that you enjoyed to do during that time.
Yeah.
That you were doing to keep your
real estate, like I said, I became obsessed with it. I loved it. It was
Okay.
like my passion. Like when you're doing something that don't feel like work and you just love it, real estate was just different. You know what I'm saying? So it was that, and it was the fact, like I said, I have kids, and I knew
Yeah.
I couldn't let them down.
Yeah.
You know.
Dope.
That's dope.
Because I don't got nobody else's house I can go sleep. I can't go to mama's house. Can't go to, and then my
Yeah.
father died in 2018 too. So
Wow.
it was this.
Wow.
It was a
I
rough
mean, that's
year, but
it's
Wow.
but the rough. So we talked about this before. Being uncomfortable. That's what got you where you are today. So that's dope.
Right.
Dope.
Yep. And not wanting to fall off. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like you have
yeah.
a certain lifestyle, and then everybody see you
Yep.
fall off. Like especially like me and my ex-wife, we get along perfectly fine now. So if she ever watched this podcast, we cool. but during that time, we was like at war,
Yeah.
and I couldn't let her see me like, you know what, like I'm gonna fall off. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it was like a hustle in me.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, and that's what a lot of people don't understand is like in entrepreneurship, we do have times that are very, very hard. And we talk about this on previous episodes, like we always glorify, the closings or the wins or the ups and the, all that good stuff. But we always talk about, and that's what one of the things I love about this podcast is because we just want to keep it real. Like
100.
let people know, like, it's not always, peaches and cream
No, it's
and,
not.
just going to the bank and cashing out. Like, no, it's a lot of times where you have to regroup
Right.
and refocus. So, like, how did you not just end up going back to corporate America though? Because it's
that's a
easy.
good-
It's easy.
Because I
very
did, like
easy.
I said, I did 16 years, and I was still in corporate America. So once my money
You
started,
said I did 16 years.
Yeah, I
like
did
you
16.
did
I
time.
said like I did a prison bid.
Did time.
That's a time.
Real
That's how
hard
I say it.
time.
And that's for real. I did 16 years, and then like I watched my mom work until she died. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember the day I was going to college. Like it's that mother's intuition. I was in the bathroom crying. I was 18, and she heard me. She came down the hallway. And my mom was 63 at the time. And I was like, man, I didn't want to go to school because I was like, man, Mom, you're getting older. And she was like, boy, go to school. Ain't nothing going to happen to me. And she died. You know what I'm saying? So I promised myself I didn't want to
got it.
work till I die. Keep trading time for money.
Right.
It just, no matter what an employer paid. And I'm not knocking nobody at a job because
No.
I just retired.
Yeah.
But I just wanted more. I couldn't go to my son's game. I could just to go to a doctor's appointment.
Quality of life.
Yeah, quality of
Go on
life.
vacation. I got to plan it way out.
Yeah.
It was just like, that was just too much. I don't know who invented that, but it didn't sit well with my soul.
But I like the fact that you said, I started out as a young father, so I know everything. You didn't want to let your kids down,
Right.
So that's what drove me as well. So when you get knocked down like that, your why was your kids,
Right.
You want to leave that generational wealth, right? So you found your way, you know what I'm saying, and that's the most important part about entrepreneurship is when you get knocked down to find your way
Back
and to
up.
stay above water. There's nothing like falling off and
Right.
getting it all back again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We both can relate to that.
Yeah, yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay.
Yes,
I
sir.
just
Yes,
wanted to say
sir.
that.
And you know what I'm saying? Falling down is okay, but if you stay down, then that's a choice. You know what I'm saying? You got to get back up. You
Yes.
can't let nobody keep you down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jabbar coming with the words of wisdom to live.
Hey.
No, but that's real. That's real. I mean, if so, when it comes to hustle and grind, let's go ahead and tap into the podcast. Like let's
Okay.
relax a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
So I mean, like hustle and grind. Like they call me Mo Hustle because when I was working just like you were, I was out in the field every off day. I was trying to be around
Nice to
whoever
see
I
you.
could be
Nice
around.
to see you. Yep.
Yeah, and then but literally like I'd be up the whole day, mad early, and then I was out until on my off days. And then every day I had a chance. I'm trying to get in the business and learn. And a lot of people don't actually put in. They talk about it, but they don't put the work in.
Correct.
Right. So talk about the hustle. Like, what makes you hustle?
Again, once again, my kids. I think the hustle is my kids, and a lot of just like you said, a lot of people talk about it, but they really don't do it. Just like even when real estate, when I started flipping houses,
But when you say your kids, what is it that are you trying to show them that
show them
it's
that
something possible?
yeah,
or
like I'm not teaching my kids to go to school. Like my son right now, he's in the senior year of college. He's actually today's his birthday, 22. However,
happy
but I don't
birthday.
promote to them like go to school, get a job,
Yeah.
get a degree. If they choose to go to college, they go to college on their own. But I wanted to set something up where they can come and work for me. You know what I'm saying? Or not work for me, but work with me, I should say. In the event that something happened to me, they can take over my company and run my company. So that's where like I just don't want them to go through the same thing I did. If I feel like as a father, if I can leave my kids in a better position than I was in, then that's it for me. That's
well
all.
done.
Forget all the money.
Yeah.
If my kids can live a better life and don't have to struggle, don't have to work for somebody for 16 years, then I feel like I did my job.
that's dope.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about the hustle part. What about the grind? So we always ask in this segment, what's hustle and what's grind? So you answer what was hustle. Now what's the grind side?
The grind side, that's a good question. I'm always grinding, so I don't know. I'm always trying to learn something new. Always trying to get more passive income. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like a nerd. I never stop learning. Like every day I try to learn something new. And anytime I hear something or I can make some money and it's legit and, you know what I'm saying, legal, then I'm always grinding and trying to figure out how to make more money. Just like I said, I want to get back into real estate. That's my real passion.
Well, just do it.
I am. I'm looking at
He's
y'all.
gonna look
Y'all the
at-
moguls in the real estate game. Y'all got it.
No.
Yeah, y'all are.
We never talk about the mogul side. You know, we just hustle and grind.
That's
So
right.
that's
I
all
know,
we
and I
do.
re- and I
But we
respect
got a
y'all.
property you getting ready to go look at tomorrow. So you know, you let us know.
Yeah, I am gonna go
That
look
could
at
be entryway right back into the game.
Right, because I do. I've always admired both of you guys, like especially you.
Appreciate it.
And then especially you. I used to be like, I used to always see you a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Like grinding. I used to be like, man, you know, my hat goes off to both of y'all.
Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Well, hey. So, let's talk about this. In the next 5 to 10 years, where do you see yourself?
Next 5 to 10 years, definitely being a motivational speaker.
Okay.
Like right now, I help people get on to Amazon logistics. I sell ebooks. I have training courses for people to come to Amazon and train. Like I've helped thousands of people literally get on with Amazon. Yeah, I'm on social. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram, TikTok. So I want to take that and go. Like to be honest with you, my goal is to be on what's the boys called? The boys from New York.
Earn your leisure.
Earn Your
Earn Your
Leisure.
Leisure.
That's my goal one day, to be able to speak at one of their events.
Okay.
You know,
Well,
'cause
shout out
I
to-
met them one time, like not like formally met them, but met them at the sneaker convention last
Okay.
year, but didn't really speak to them or whatever.
Shout out to Earn Your Leisure.
Yeah, Earn Your Leisure. My hat goes off to those guys. So just to be like a motivational speaker, you know what I'm saying? Like entrepreneur is good, money is good, but I still think like if you can, like I want to show, especially
like
young
changing
black
lives.
males,
Yeah.
that you don't have to go to dope boys. You don't got to be a
Yeah.
gangster.
Yeah.
Like if you look at statistics, for everybody that want to be a gangster,
man.
what's the probability of them being successful?
Right.
But look, successful black man, a successful black man. And you had other podcasts. It's like you have a greater chance of being
And
successful,
they
but
have
nobody.
access to so much stuff to make legit money.
Yeah,
that we didn't have.
Social media, like being able to make millions off of YouTube
Yes.
and
Yeah.
all these different platforms, like, and they know it like the back of their hands.
Yeah,
Like
it's,
it comes.
it's no reason.
it comes by
Yeah.
nature.
But
I
you
think
know
we
what?
don't make
You
it cool, so nobody wants
Exactly,
to be,
but you also become a product of your environment. You see, you know, Jay down the street driving the Benz, rimmed up, all the girls, all the jewelry, all the money. It's like that's what you follow because you want to. But you
Guess
see,
what? I got the same thing, and
As-
I got a legitimate business. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
So, but they won't see you on the block.
right.
You
And
ain't in the
I don't
block.
want to be on the block.
Exactly, they won't see you in the
but
neighborhood.
but when you come from where you come from, and you can be an example.
Right,
And
so
I
you
think
go back.
that's the whole thing. It's just like, you know, you don't have to be on the block, so to say, to still be an example.
Right.
So, you know, where, like, just think about it. Your neighborhood's where you grew up. Just if you see the people that were there when you were there, they see you come back, what do they say?
They think I'm Hollywood or something,
Exactly.
but they ain't
Hollywood.
doing nothing. You
Exactly.
see what I'm saying?
But that's the people that were like in your generation.
Right.
Right. But it's just like when people that are younger continue to see you. And I think even just here in Atlanta, we went and spoke at a school.
Yep.
And even
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was dope because it was just like the school, they don't have a lot of money. You know, and of course, you know, the kids, the majority of them might not go off to college.
Right,
And it's
right,
like you're
right.
just looking at all these possible statistics that could be right in front of you. But it's just like, I told him, I was like, you know, we don't need the school to continue to pour into these kids.
Right.
Like we can literally go and rent a Sprinter
Yeah.
or something and pick these kids up and take them out. Like we can come together, but that's what it's going to take.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just like we have so much that we're capable of actually doing and giving back, but it's going to take for those kids to see us.
Right.
'Cause
And entrepreneur is not taught in school. You see what I'm saying? They teach you to go to school,
Exactly.
get a degree, get a doctor, a lawyer, whatever, and that's it. They don't teach entrepreneurship. So that's why, like I said, they don't see that. So I think a lot of kids, like you said, the kids that you went to the school, they probably wasn't gonna go to college. But guess what? College ain't. I didn't even use my degree. You get what I'm saying? It was a waste.
And I say, when I say whether they don't go to college or not, it's just like their chances to succeed, to be successful in life. Because, you know, we heard about one of the kids that Damien, this is school that Damien teaches at.
Yeah,
Ace.
one of our other investor partners that we know.
Okay.
Yeah, so he teaches at this school, but he invests in real estate as well. But he was just saying, like, one of the kids that was in that Atlantic Station shooting that was involved in that, he had him in his school. I mean, in his
Wow.
class like a few years ago.
And he had him working with him like on
in the
job sites and
field.
everything.
Yeah, and
he still became a product of his environment.
He
by
was
hanging with the
already
wrong
a
pro-
product
Because he
of
was
it.
already in it. So
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
trying to pull him out.
Yeah,
So it's a
yeah,
difference.
yeah.
He's trying to pull somebody out of something that they already in.
And it's sad to say, but and this is my personal opinion, you know, like, you know, sometimes people don't want to be like flashy or have stuff because they be like, you don't want to do that. But to catch the eyes of young people, sometimes that's why
They
they
wanna see
glorify
you in that.
rappers
Yeah.
and glorify athletes because they see them with the Maybachs and, you know, the nice cars and
Right,
jewelry.
right.
But as entrepreneurs, we can catch them with the same stuff. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
Pull up
yeah.
in your Maybach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like, look, this is what it is.
Pull up to these assets, new construction.
Right.
But,
Look
no,
at
but
the
I mean,
houses.
but one thing
Yeah.
about you, Jabbar, too, is just like, you know, like you're gonna travel. Like that's one thing
Yeah,
I
I
know
love
about
to travel.
you.
Yeah.
So, but that's one of the things too. Is just like showing these kids, like, you ever been to Miami? Mm-hmm. Florida is just the next state away.
Right.
So, but to them that seems so far.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah,
even just
yeah.
showing them things like that, like, but those are the things that I'm talking about.
Right,
You know,
exposing them to
it's so
different
many things
things.
that we can do and actually just pour back into them, but we got to take the action.
Right. I agree.
We
with
gotta
you.
take the
I
action.
definitely agree with you.
But the crazy part about all of this is what people are going to be able to see when they watch the podcast.
Right.
When you talk about hustling and grinding, like entrepreneurship, they're going to be like, man, I could go start a business.
For under
You know?
$5,000.
Tell them again.
Under $5,000.
You gonna help
One
us
more
get-
time.
Yeah, I got
Under
y'all.
$5,000.
Under $5,000. Because even with real estate, it's a little bit. You got to have some cake to get into real estate. You just ain't jumping into real estate with five. I mean, you could
necessarily.
wholesale. Yeah, but to flip a house, you got to have a little bit of dollars.
Well, that's why you start off wholesaling and then
Right,
you build
right,
your way
right,
up.
right.
But you know, it all depends. You know, relationship building, getting in
Yes.
there, and you know, I think one thing that I've learned is like learning not to be afraid to go find money.
Gotcha.
And you know, I didn't go looking for it to understand. Like, you know what, like I can actually go out here and raise some capital.
Right.
You know, so I think a lot of times too, what we tell ourselves is what we believe.
Right, that's
So
true.
we tell ourselves, oh, you got to have money. So even if you get in a rut and you feel like, you know what, dang, I just hit rock bottom. I got to go get into something else because I don't have the money to invest in real estate.
Gotcha.
Just based off of what you've done, it's people that will invest in you.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
That's
there's
true.
so many people out here that
And they
are
believe you.
ready
That's true.
to
Yeah,
invest their
that's
money.
true. If you learn the information, because you need
Exactly.
information and then you need money.
That's
so if you
it.
could get the information, somebody will bring you the
Resources,
money.
relationships.
Yeah, I
Yes,
mean, you think
that's
about
true.
it, like a lot of people that literally like that may be doctors or a lot of people in the entertainment industry, like they're looking for ways to invest their money. So a lot
Exactly.
of them want to invest in real estate.
Yep, most of them.
Yeah, even when I was flipping, people used to always be like, look, let me get on the next project. But I used to be scared to take people money because I was like, I don't know. If I lose my money, it's a different story. But I get
Yeah.
exactly what you're saying.
Right.
People, if you show something and you show proof and product and you can show something.
And they
yeah,
pull
give
up.
them.
Like,
yeah.
they pull up to certain projects. Me and Mo, they pull up. Like,
Yeah.
Mo's made some real connections just being on site.
Yeah.
I
I
make
used to see
connections
Bo out
just
there all
being
the
on
time.
site.
Every time I used to be somewhere, I used to
We
see
be
Bo.
outside.
Yeah, she was outside. She was. That's one thing I can say. She was definitely outside.
Yeah.
Still outside.
Yeah, you still outside.
I was
Just
outside
keep-
during COVID. I never know. I'm just playing.
Yeah. Yep, definitely.
But seriously, y'all, it's about staying outside too.
Yeah.
And that's for what we do. And I'm not even going to say for what we do, but for what anyone does. It's all about relationship building, networking. But even when it comes to having investors, you feel like if I blow my own bag, I can go make it back.
Right.
If it's somebody else's bag, you want to secure it
Yeah.
as
bag.
hell.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So
I don't want
even
nobody
just
coming after
making
me.
sure that, you produce a quality product and something that, hopefully doesn't sit on the market for a whole dang on year,
Mm.
but it's just things like that make you just really, really go hard and, but it's working smart.
Right.
You know,
And
so-
is the, like even what you just said to start, no matter what industry you go in, all the rules are still the same.
Absolutely.
Networking,
Yeah.
information, it's the same thing. You take the same hustle and apply it to the same thing. That's the same thing I did with real estate.
Yep.
Apply the same hustle to it. A lot of people, they just don't have hustle.
But that's why you were able to be successful in real
Yeah,
estate.
yeah.
Because you just got out because of the pandemic.
Yeah,
It wasn't
yeah,
like you
yeah.
weren't struggling
Yeah,
with
and
real
I ain't really
estate.
have no mentor or nothing like that. I watched every episode of HGTV. I just became obsessed with it. Like all I did, me and my kid's mom just,
So you're self-taught?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
When I met
that's-
Tori on the first house,
Yeah.
Tori
That's
was like,
amazing,
he asked me, how many houses you did? I was like, this is my first house. He's like, you lying. I was like, nah. I just was at the site every day. I had a contract and I was just watching every single day. Like, kind of like how you said you was doing, shadowing the people. Yeah, that's all I did.
Wow.
And watch
And
people.
made 176.
Yeah.
Yeah, first house.
So, for the viewers that are watching, it can be done
Yeah,
Absolutely
it can be done.
Absolutely.
with hustle
And
and
grind.
grind.
That's right.
That's all it takes.
Man, that's all it takes.
Well, Jabbar, thank you. Tell everybody where they can follow you. And also, I know you said you have an ebook and all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
so
yeah.
Of course.
tell everybody where they can find your information.
So I'm on Instagram as Box Truck Shorty. As you see, Box Truck Shorty, the Georgia way, Shorty. I'm on YouTube as Box Truck Shorty. I'm on TikTok. I'm on everything with
All
Box Truck
platforms,
Shorty.
Box
Yeah, all
Truck.
box
Yeah.
platforms, Box Truck Shorty. I have an ebook that shows people how to get up and running. Started with Amazon Relay. That's $3.99 right now, and it's all 3 of my guides. I have training. I have anything you need to get up and running with Amazon and going the rental route for under $5,000. I can help. So that's it.
hey, you guys.
And I'm the guy that, let me cap it off, that made over $1 million by using rentals.
Hey man, I don't know about y'all, but you better tap into this ebook. Y'all better find out where to get. Well, you know where to find them now. So there's no excuse. I'm tired of hearing people with all these. Oh, I'm tired of the rat race. I'm tired of this. This man is telling you how to get involved in a business that he made over $1 million in a year.
19 months without ever driving a truck. Never stepped foot in a truck.
Man, stop playing.
Yep.
Hey, y'all, it's a wrap.
Hey.
That's on that note. I'm about to go with John. We got to go get this meal.
Oh yeah, for sure. Right. Hey, appreciate you.
thanks,
Hey,
thanks.
appreciate you, man.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.